Hey everyone. I have no idea where they're playing this at. I went on the Habersham County. I'm on Fox 5, so if they played on there, I have that up. I'm looking. Looking now. Maybe a live 11. Let me check their YouTube. Sorry, I'm looking for it if anyone's in here. I'm gonna mute. Well, no, I'll just leave it on. If you guys hear my keys, it's fine. Where are they playing this? Live 11, maybe? Well, I have a few things up, so I'm gonna keep looking. Yeah, I'm looking for it too. I don't know where it is. I have five. Usually they have it up prematurely, like a couple minutes before. I've checked the Habersham County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. It's not on there. I've checked another one they have. I have Fox 5 up. I don't know where it is. I feel crazy. Good morning, NorCal girl. I can't find this damn press conference. I have Fox 5 up. I'm watching that. Hopefully it's on there. I have it on live. I've checked every news station that's been covering this. Let me check. 10 to Life doesn't have it up either. Does anyone have it up yet? Good morning, Crystal Ann. We're not going to be on here long. I'm just going to play the press conference whenever it comes on. I just don't know where it's coming. I'm looking at other channels to see if they found it. Fox 5 News will be right back. Maybe it'll be on there. Let's see. I've never seen anything like this where they don't already have it up. Oh, what's this? Oh, Habersham News. Let me see if it's on here. New Habersham News. I'm working on it. I don't know where else they would have this. They're saying the same thing? All right, so I'm not crazy then. Yeah, I can't find anything. I've searched every news station that has been covering this since the beginning, and I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Habersham's Facebook page. Ah, okay. Happening now. All right, I got the Facebook page. It says it's happening now, but they aren't live yet. Okay. All right, so it says you can catch the press briefing on live on Habersham's Facebook page beginning at 9 a.m. So I'm on the Facebook page. I just don't see a live yet. Well, we can wait. Guess I'll just keep refreshing. Like it says it's happening now, but they aren't live. Today at 9. Where is it? If anyone sees it up anywhere else, let me know, because I don't know where this is. Oh, here we go.
Live storm trackers. Weather happening now across
Alive 11 is live, so let's try that. Sorry. Yeah, they may be running late. You're not blocked, KNS. Sorry. I'm not looking at chat because I am all over the place looking for this. 11 Alive is... Alright, so I guess they're covering it. Alright. I'm just going to mute it and share it. And then when it comes on, we will watch it. Alright, share. Live 11 has it titled Sheriff Provides Update on Missing Athens Woman Found Dead. So I suppose they're playing it. So I'm gonna like do that until it starts. So it's on Fox 5 now. Oh, I just had Fox 5 up. All right, hold up. Fox 5. All right.
Beach, things are quiet.
I just pulled up Fox 5 and all I see is some guy talking on the beach. Like I hit live, unless there's... Oh, hold on. No. Am I crazy? Like, does somebody have it up? I just put Fox 5 on and it's showing this. Hold on, I'll show you what it shows.
And it's moving farther east, the farther east.
This is what I'm getting from Fox 5. Some guy talking about, maybe this one?
We can tell you that we have
I got it.
additional footage.
Sorry.
Walked out of the Family Dollar store at 3:09, got into her van, and remained in her van in the parking lot for 10 minutes before leaving the parking lot and heading south on Georgia 15, Highway 441, US 23. This tells us that the time frame is actually narrowed a little further for this case to begin at 3:19 p.m. on Saturday, September 10th, and ending at 12:44 Sunday, September 11th, the time of the discovery. Please understand that this case is very complex in nature and has a lot of questions and unknowns that aren't found in a typical death investigation. It is going to take significantly more time than the 19 days that have passed since the discovery to solve this crime. We also want you to know that we are working diligently to solve this case. We are trying to obtain as much information as possible so that we can put together facts and evidence to support a motive and also to identify a person or persons of interest. At this time, I'd like to call up lead investigator George Cason to assist with answering the questions that you may have. George.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for being here, being part of this. Hopefully we'll be able to answer some questions and give y'all some insight of where we're at and kind of what we're dealing with. First off, I want to start off by saying we have received a lot of questions that y'all have sent in. Some of these questions, the information that is pertaining to those questions is very sensitive information. We will try to answer them to the best that we can, but there will be information that we need to retain just for the simple fact of it being very sensitive, and we don't want our potential persons of interest to be able to get a hold of this information. Just that way it does not jeopardize the furtherment of our investigation.
So they have a person of interest? Or they said persons of interest?
I'm going to kind of go through a list of them and try to give answers as best as possible to you. One of the first questions that was asked is, can you confirm the Venmo message from the daughter, from mom to daughter was sent to mom's phone? We're still waiting more information that we have requested to confirm or deny where the Venmo was sent from, but we can confirm that Amanda did receive the Venmo. She did receive money. That much we do know right now. Continuing on, our next question was, are you in possession of Collier's cell phone and where was it found? Yes, we are in possession of that cell phone. We do have it in evidence and it was located at the crime scene.
Oh, so she
The
had her
next
phone.
question that was asked was, what was Collier's cause of death? And as Colonel Kogod mentioned, we are still awaiting the full report from the medical examiner's office. Once that comes in, we will absolutely update everyone on those findings. What records and data have we analyzed? Due to that being sensitive information, much as the disclaimer that I gave when I first stepped up here, we don't want to reveal any information that could possibly be a potential or potentially jeopardize our investigation to where our suspects will get that information.
He keeps saying that. There's more than one
There was a
suspect.
question about Deborah's phone records. We have served multiple search warrants on multiple different cell phone carriers. We are working with them to get all pertinent data from those devices and from those carriers. So hopefully we'll be able to develop more of a timeline, a better timeline, and hopefully be able to find out more information about what exactly happened. Inclusion of family members, a question was related to that. Is that right now we have not ruled anyone out at this point. We have ever developing leads and are gradually having information that we have requested come in. So we're still in the process of trying to find persons or person of interest. And as that information starts to trickle in, it will actually help us develop more information for y'all to have. We're continuing to investigate Deb's activities from September 10th through the September 11th, which is also going back to the timeline. We're gradually just getting more information in. We want to know just as much as anyone else does, and we are working, as Colonel Kogod said, we're working diligently. We've lost a lot of sleep, as such should be. In this investigation, we've devoted a lot of time to this investigation. There was a question about what search warrants have been executed. As far as the search warrants that we have done, again, we cannot give that information out. just for the simple fact that it may jeopardize and give the information out to possible potential persons of interest.
We do know
And
that
we
they
don't want to basically show our hand.
they searched the
before we
daughter's
have
house.
facts. And as Colonel Kogod said, then a couple other questions that were kind of obtained as far as Deborah's timeline. We have obtained additional footage from the parking lot, as he described, where she is in her 2022 Chrysler Pacifica van in the parking lot of the Family Dollar, which is obviously joined by other businesses. We've obtained additional footage and found that she stayed in that parking lot an additional 10 minutes. From that 10 minutes at 3:19 p.m., she leaves the parking lot and begins to head southbound on Georgia 15, which is the main highway, the 4-lane highway that connects Raven County to Habersham. She starts traveling southbound towards Tallulah Falls, which is just inside Habersham County. We are still in the process of trying to obtain videos from other locations and other businesses along that route, and we encourage any business along that route that might have cameras, please reach out to us. Look through your video cameras and reach out to us. That way we can have a meeting with you and see if we can kind of even narrow down our timeline even more. And as far as the timeline, the last time we know that she was alive was at 3:19, because we see her in that vehicle leaving the parking lot, heading southbound on Georgia 15. There was a question about our thoughts of this being a homicide. We have not changed our thoughts about this being a homicide. We're still treating this as a murder investigation, and we will not change that.
Well,
We
that
will
says a lot.
diligently and continuously work day and night trying to solve this case and try to bring justice to Ms. Collier and her family. A lot of the questions we got are kind of repeat. So if I do repeat some of these answers, I do apologize, but I'm trying to go through and trying to hit every question that was given to us. We are, again, going back to the cell phone providers and search warrants we've done. We're working with multiple different cell phone providers to obtain necessary information. All we know right now, as far as the Venmo message, is that, yes, it was sent to Amanda.
I was thinking that too, maybe Chloe, like,
do we know where the money is
leaning
now?
down,
No, we don't.
hiding.
For the simple fact that we are still obtaining information, when it was sent, where it was sent, what device it was sent from. We're still trying to obtain that information right now.
So they don't know where the money is?
Yes, sir.
Question back, going back to what you were saying about the death and why you're confident that. this is
Yes,
a
Buttercup, he
homicide.
said nothing
Was
has
there
changed.
any
They're still
signs
treating it
of
as a
trauma
murder
to the body
investigation.
that clearly indicated that this was a homicide?
The only thing we know as right now is the burns of the body. We're still waiting for the absolute full report from the medical examiner's office. But nonetheless, because of the burns, we're still treating this like a murder. We're trying to investigate it as such, and we won't deter from that just because we're going to treat it like that investigation to get all thorough information.
And in the statement, it says, let's see, that this was, you're clear that this was a random act of violence. Generally speaking, if I say something is a random act of violence.
Where did let me stop you right there. Where did that statement come from? Just so
It was not a random act.
Not, okay, my apologies. Okay, what, meaning that it was not a, could you be more specific? Because I don't want to put words in your mouth. What does that mean? Does that mean someone knew someone?
Now, what that means at this point is there is no information, I'm sorry. There is no information or evidence to this point that shows that this was something random, that there was something that was out, that was not from somebody that she either knew or somebody who she had some association with. That's what we're seeing at this time. So based on that information, we do not believe that this is a random act of violence. We do not believe that this is the act of a serial killer. We believe that this act was deliberate and personal. Okay?
Yeah, I saw you raise your hand.
Yes, sir. Michael Ruiz from Fox News Digital. I'm just curious if Debbie's purse was recovered at the scene.
Yes, it was. We do have that in evidence, and it was recovered from the crime scene.
Is that another purse than the one that was said to be left at her home?
That we're not aware of. We're still working on that, but we do know for a fact the video that was released of her being in the Family Dollar, that purse was found at the crime scene and is in evidence.
And one other question there is there anyone in that area that she is acquainted with? Is there a reason she would go up there dressed in her Bulldogs jersey on game day and driving out?
We're still trying to work with that. Again, like I said, as far as some of the search warrants and some of the follow-ups that we're doing, we're trying to obtain that information to see if she has any connections. If anyone, and that's one thing too, I'm glad you asked that. If anyone does have any kind of contact, we encourage the public as well. If anyone had contact with Deborah Collier during that time frame, as far as from September 9th all the way through September 11th, specifically around the time frame of 3/19 to Sunday when the body was found, if anyone had any contact or might have seen or talked to her, please, we encourage you to come forward and speak with us.
Investigator Cason, Joy Persona.
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned that she headed south on Highway 115.
Georgia 15, sorry.
After
Yes, ma'am.
leaving the Family Dollar store. Did the school zone cameras at Tallulah Falls School pick up
Yes,
her departure?
absolutely. And actually, I'm glad you asked that. I do have something that we're going to make readily available for y'all when we're done with this press conference. We do have in our possession, this is an actual photograph from the Tallulah Falls school cameras. She was seen traveling northbound on Georgia 15, just north of our crime scene there, which is just south of Victory Home Lane. This is a picture of her traveling northbound on Georgia 15, traveling through these cameras at 2:17 p.m. on Saturday. Once we're done with this, I will actually leave it, take it up here on the
Windows
wall,
do
that
look
way
tinted.
everyone can come up here and get a better picture of it, because I understand it's hard to see from here. So once we're done, you can come up and get a better picture of
Did
it.
you see her coming back southbound?
We have not. We have been in coordination with Chief Elrod from the Tallulah Falls Police Department. She has spent countless sleepless nights looking through cameras. And that being one of the most heavily trafficked roads in Northeast Georgia, especially for travel towards the North Carolina mountains, there is probably in the upwards of 150 to 160,000 cars that come through there. So they are still looking through to see if we can find her coming back south.
I got a question about the
Yes,
van
ma'am.
while we're on topic. So according to the original report was sent out, the van was seen by Tallulah Falls officers sitting there on the side of the road around 5 o'clock Saturday.
I believe so,
And of
yeah.
course, when you all got there, the van was there on Sunday.
Correct.
Is it y'all's impression that the van was there that entire time, from 5 o'clock till?
Well, obviously, from our timeline, we know it wasn't there the entire time.
It was not there?
So
From 5 p.m. Saturday.
now
it was
5 p.m. Saturday.
To 11-ish, 12-ish, when you guys got there
Oh, okay.
Sunday, did it ever leave that location?
Now that we're not aware of.
Okay.
When you said the 5 o'clock thing, I didn't know if you were talking about Friday, but
No,
as
Saturday.
far as the timeline, the only times we can
Yeah, I feel the
establish as
same
far as
about the
that van is
daughter.
there
They
is,
said they don't want to tip off their
we're still getting
suspects, though.
trickling
So I
information.
wonder
I
if
think there was
it's
another
her and the
question here,
boyfriend,
if
because
there
they're
was any
using
tips from the
plural.
community that have helped us out. Yes, because it has helped us narrow down timelines. We're still following up to see if we can actually get confirmation of this van being there at certain times. But as of right now, from what we know, that van was there at the crime scene on Sunday is what we can confirm. Now, as far as her time getting back to the crime scene, we cannot confirm that. We're still working on leads and trying to confirm that information.
During the time that you say she was sitting in the parking lot outside Family Dollar.
Yes, ma'am.
She left at 3:19.
Mhm.
At 3:17 is when this Venmo message
Correct.
was sent. And earlier you mentioned you're still trying to determine what device that was sent from.
Right.
Does that mean that you all do not yet know if she in fact sent that message herself?
Well, as the investigation goes on, I mean, we're doing a lot of search warrants to try to obtain any information that we possibly can. And as we know, as far as with the digital information and all the digital electronic devices we have these days, you can access accounts from many different devices. which is why we're going through the extent of being able to determine what device that Venmo was sent from.
And her daughter received that payment at 3/17. She said in the Athens Clark County Police Department report, when she reported her mother missing, that it worried her. She tried to call her mom on her cell phone. But two things. One, she had said that her mother only took her debit card and car key. She didn't mention her purse. She didn't mention a cell phone.
Right.
Also, it took her 3 hours, according to the timeline in the missing person report, from 3/17.
Wonder if she
to 6/01
purposely-
before she actually reported her mother missing. Have you all looked into why there
Yes.
was a delay?
Yes, we have looked in, and again, we're still waiting for more information to come back. Again, with the search warrants that we've done,
Hey,
we're
Judy.
trying to develop those timelines and get confirmations of where these people were at, or anyone that was close to Deborah at the time. We're just trying to develop and get that information and get factual information, so that way we can actually start putting a basis to this.
Investigator, on the original incident report, there's a check mark about drug use. Was there any reason?
Yeah, I will let Colonel Kogod.
I can answer that. So patrol deputies, when they respond to scenes like this and they don't know exactly what they have, they normally mark whatever may be applicable. In this case, because it was so questionable and there were so many unknowns when we got to the scene, they marked it as a possibility that it could be drug related. However, at this time, the investigation is not leading us in that direction.
Is that another example why there may not be an obvious trauma, like someone shot, stabbed, or,
Could be, but again, it's so preliminary in the investigation that we really can't make that determination. We just do
So not
believe, based
drug
on what we have
related.
at this time, that this is drug related.
The tip that Amanda Bearden was at the Family Dollar, did that come from her? Did it come from somewhere else? And what is the significance of her not being at that location that Saturday?
I'll try to answer that as best as well. So the tip, as far as her being at the Family Dollar, came from an initial interview to where she was talking about her and mother going to Family Dollar to buy cleaning supplies to help clean up her apartment when she got back to Georgia. As far as anything, as far as the Family Dollar visit, I don't think that actually came from her, right?
No, it come from a.
Yeah, come on up here. This is Investigator Garrison. He's also one of my team leads.
So I pulled the video footage from the store and talked with everybody from the store. Based off of that, with Miss Collier, she was there for that time period from 2:54 till 3:10, got in her car at 3:10 till 3:20. It was asked that if Amanda was in there earlier, and Amanda, based off of our knowledge at this time, there was some confusion there, and the associate that worked there actually saw the mother and not the daughter. I was able to provide photos to that store clerk.
I'm so
to confirm
confused now.
that, based off of what we were told. And she said, no, I remember seeing the mother, not the daughter.
Can you speak to whether Amanda Bearden has any acquaintances or friends, family in the area?
Like Investigator Cason said, we can't confirm that right now. I'm sure once we start getting some of these subpoenas and search warrants back on these phone records, we'll be able to give an answer on that at that time.
When was the last time Amanda told you all she saw her mom? And can you confirm a report that Debbie's husband, Steve, was working during the time of Debbie's disappearance?
All right, so what we can confirm as far as that.
Yeah,
question
I'm
right
still
there
wanting to know
is
that too,
We know that
Shanda.
Amanda talked on the phone with her mother on Saturday afternoon. I'll have to look back at my notes from the actual report itself to be able to give you some kind of actual time.
So Amanda talked to her in the
The last
afternoon.
time she spoke to her mom was on the phone. As far as Steve working, we have pulled video from Synovus Bank where he stated that he was working that day because of being a UGA gang. He works for a private company called the Optimus Club that private contracts Synovus Bank's parking lot to park vehicles for the game day. They use that parking lot to provide parking for people coming to the game. We have confirmed that he was there from, I'm making sure I get the times right.
9 to 4:06.
From 9 to 4:06, 9 a.m. to 4:06 p.m.
I think someone
on
could have been
Saturday.
hiding too.
I'm Nora Amazon at WCHN. Do you have any reason to believe that she could have met someone
there where her van was parked?
I'm gonna go back to the answer as far as we're not ruling anything out. We're still trying to develop leads. We're still following up on tips and information. We're still awaiting information back from search warrants and subpoenas that we have sent off. Once that, and for phone records as well, once that information comes back and we have time to actually analyze and go through the details, then we'll have a better answer for that.
Investigator Cason, I know you said that the state medical examiner.
Yeah, so she would have had to have
has not
sent
yet
that
done-
before leaving the dollar store.
In the report that you all released last week, you stated that Ms. Collier's body was found down a ravine and she was grasping a small tree in her hand. What does that indicate?
I mean, that's a lot of different indications. I'll let him kind of talk about that.
At this point, we're not sure what it indicates.
Could she have been alive?
Very possible that she could have been alive at the time she went down the ravine. But again, the autopsy will help us to narrow down time of death, help us to narrow down toxicology reports, help us to narrow down other things related to the body itself that we don't know at this time.
So would that indicate, if she were alive, that she survived being burned?
Very possible. Again, very preliminary in nature. Yes.
As far as the crime scene itself, is that private property? Is it public right of way? Is it U.S. Forest Service, National Forest land? Or
I wish somebody would ask
National Forest Land.
if they're sure it was her in the video
Looks like the
camera.
hairstylist wasn't alive.
Yes.
In reference to the crime scene, it's mentioned that the purse that she had at the store was found there. Were any other items recovered, including the poncho she bought?
Oh, yes. So all the items that were purchased as far as from the Family Dollar that we can tell right now, again, we're still going through the investigation, but we can confirm that the majority of those items were found on the crime scene.
You mentioned a minute ago that Amanda had just moved back to Georgia. Where was she and when did she move back?
So this is what we can confirm. She lived in Maryland with her brother. She lived in I think the same apartment complex, correct? With her brother up in Maryland. City, I can't tell you what the city is because I don't have my notes and stuff in front of me, but I do know it's Maryland. She moved down here on the 8th, which would have been Thursday, September 8th, when she moved down here to Georgia. So we know that she was down here at some point on Thursday. Yes, sir.
You're clear it's not a kidnapping, despite the fact of that note with the Venmo note. Well, is that something that has made things particularly murky because that note seems to give the impression something was going on?
I'll tell you straight up, right here, as far as this investigation goes, it seems like once we get on track with something, like a curveball comes in out of nowhere. That's why we're staying diligent and trying to stay on top of things and following up with leads, because we want to make sure we get facts.
He sounds just as
Specifically
confused.
to give y'all. We want to make sure that we have all the information before we start pushing forward.
Did Amanda give any theory as to what was going on, why she would get that kind of message, especially now that we know that message was probably sent in that 2 to 3 minute window after her getting out of the store?
Right.
Right.
She has not given any kind of insight as far as to that. She has been asked. And again, I'd have to go back to my notes to give you the exact statement that she gave, but there's really no insight to it on who they are.
And where is the sheriff in all of this? We've not heard from Sheriff Carroll directly.
I'll let his second in command.
So as any good leader, the sheriff delegates certain authority, certain responsibilities to other people to be performed on his behalf.
And who like strips naked
I
and
have
burns
appointed
himself?
as the PIO for the sheriff's office, Public Information Officer. And I can assure you that Sheriff Terrell is the reason that we're doing this today. But I am the spokesperson, and that's why he has allowed us to report to you and also.
I wanted
delineate
that to happen
investigators
too,
that are actually
Buttercup. I was
working
like,
the case
someone
to give
please
you
ask
as
about the
much
argument the night
accurate
before.
and detail as we can on the ongoing investigation.
Is he here in Habersham?
No, ma'am, he has been called out of state. So he is not here right now. So it is now 9:30. Again, I want to reiterate to everyone that this is a very complex investigation. It has a lot of unanswered questions. It also has a lot of issues that you don't see in a typical death investigation. For that reason, it is going to take a significant amount of time, well beyond what we've had in the past 19 days, to solve this crime. But we are working diligently to do that.
I
And we're
thought
working
maybe she
diligently to
survived and
determine
crawled
motive,
there.
to find people or a person of interest, and to bring a resolution to this case for Deborah Collier and her family. Thank you.
May I make a statement?
Sure, absolutely.
Also, going off of what he said, as far as in a 19-day investigation, to kind of more elaborate on that, this investigation is a marathon. It's not a sprint to the finish. We are going to make sure we take our time so that way when an arrest is made or when persons of interest are actually identified, that there will be ironclad information behind that and supporting our reasoning. We want to encourage anyone that has any information to please reach out. We are following up on any tip and any lead that we could possibly get. My opinion, and I try to leave my opinions out of this, there's no such thing as bad information as far as given to us to follow up with, because we're going to follow up and find out whether it's relevant or whether it's factual or whether it's pertinent to our investigation. So please, if anyone has any information, do not hesitate to reach out and speak with us. You want me to go ahead and just give them put our phone number out? My direct line is 706-839-0560. Investigator Garrison, who is my partner on this investigation, his phone number is 706-839-0559.
Sorry, y'all.
Please contact us with any information. If anyone has had any kind of contact or has anything that might help us further our investigation.
And that autopsy, when did you guys expect it to?
We're still waiting. We did have a meeting with them. They have prioritized things. So they initially gave us a 6-week time frame, but depending on how long it takes, once we get it back, we'll have
6
another
weeks.
update. I promise you that.
One last question, Chief Deputy Kogod, I had asked you this previously, but why was the GBI not requested to lead this investigation?
Because the Habersham County Sheriff's Office is a full-service sheriff's office. We are a full-service law enforcement agency. We have a complete division that is dedicated to investigating crimes that occur here in Habersham County. It is made up of professional men and women, law enforcement officers who have received special training in death investigations and crime scene. However, as any law enforcement agency will do, we still reach out to our counterparts, be it the GBI, FBI, and private entities that have resources that can help us with situations or items that may need a little more expertise, that may need a little more knowledge than we have. We reach out to them, and all of our partners have been tremendous help and given us that guidance that we need when we call on them. So it's a total team effort. We are just the lead agency because we're responsible for investigating crimes here in Habersham County.
Oh, the video that you discovered, will that be available?
Yes, we will make the video available. We will have it to you. If you will leave us an email address to send, we will send it to you by close of business today. Okay, thank you very much.
And again, like I said, the picture of the vehicle, I'm going to leave right here. That way y'all can actually get a better picture of that.
I mean, how could they really know if she was alone or not? Like, the windows are tinted.
Yeah, I'll let you right there on the back.
There could have been somebody hiding in the back with a gun to her head. You know, I mean, those windows are really tinted. I don't know how they would be able to tell. But in my opinion, they're definitely trying to bag the daughter. Well, and her boyfriend, I think, because he kept saying persons of interest. He must be saying too much truth. Well, guys, Queen's Live. I'm gonna head over there, so everyone should head over to Queen Bee with me. I'm gonna go over there now and chat away. I just wanted to throw this up so we can watch it together, but I'll go over there and talk some theories and stuff. So, head over there, guys. And, I will see y'all over there. You're welcome, KNS, of course. Right. I'll see you guys there. Bye. soon as PC starts. Okay. See ya, everyone.